great sin and suffered a great punishment for it. Archaeological research in Oman in the south of the Arabian Peninsula has revealed that this tale is true, not only for all, and that the people mentioned in the early sources are the people of God mentioned in the Quran. It was the amateur archaeologist Nicholas Clapp who discovered this lost city. In a Wagofield and a winning documentary filmmaker, Clapp had encountered a very interesting book during his studies into Arab history. Clapp asked NASA to scan the region by satellite. In the pictures taken from space appeared the traces of a number of tracks, invisible to the naked eye from the ground. Clapp then compared these pictures to old maps and came up with the result he had been expecting. The tracks in the old maps were the same as those in the pictures taken from space. Ruins were discovered. It was realized that they belonged to the people of Ad mentioned in the Quran and the city of Iram that they had built. Clapp also made use of the Quran during his investigations. In the Quran, the city of Iram was described as possessing tall pillars. Yet the Arabic word used for pillar also means tower. In other words, the feature of the city described in the Quran was that it possessed tall towers. The traces of these tall towers duly emerged during the excavations. Thanks to the use of three-dimensional graphic technology, scientists were able to reconstruct them. Dr. Zarins, a member of the research team that carried out the excavations, stated that it was these towers that distinguished this city from other archaeological discoveries, and confirmed that the site was the city of Iram, which had belonged to the people of Ad, mentioned in the Quran.
Remember the verse, Iram dhatil imad in the Quran. Iram dhatil imad. In the city of Iram, you find many tall pillars. Iram is the name of the city, and imad means big pillars. And this is what Nicholas Clapp and his gang has found. That the verses of the Quran, when talking about the people of Ad in the Iram city, then they connect it with what the Quran says as there's imad there, big pillars there, and that's what they found. So the verses in the Quran are true verses, and only the Quran talk about Iram with imad. No other books talk about this city with tall pillars. Only the Quran has the term imad that was found by Nicholas Clapp. And this imad means tall pillars, and that's what they found. It is a form of science to really find this old city by the name of Iran. So this is fantastic. Prophet Muhammad was not a scientist, no. He was a prophet, yes, alayhi salatu wassalam, but he was not a scientist. He was not even an archaeologist. But what he says from Allah came from Allah, and archaeologists of today prove that it is the truth. Inshallah. There's one video clips. And now let's look into another tale of history found in the Quran concerning the people of Lut in the city of Sodom and also Gomorrah. Let's look at the video clips.
This people who settled by the shores of the Dead Sea were the people of Lut. Homosexuality was so rife among these people to whom the prophet Lut had been sent that its like had never been seen before. Archaeologists working in the area unearthed evidence of a terrible disaster here. Over great blasts last seized hold of them at the break of day. We turned the place completely upside down and rained down on them stones of hard-baked clay. There are certainly signs in that for the discerning. The expression, turning their cities upside down, in all probability refers to the region being shattered in a powerful earthquake. The event described in the Quran in the words, rain down on them stones of hard-baked clay, was in all probability a volcanic eruption. The layers of lava and basalt unearthed during the excavations are the strongest proof that there had been a volcanic eruption, an earthquake here. A series of scientific experiments at Cambridge University confirmed this theory. Scientists built a replica of the region in which the people of Lut had settled in the laboratory and induced an artificial earthquake. As had been expected, the earth was inundated and the miniature houses slid into it and were buried there. For that disaster has today been revealed and is in complete agreement with the account given in the Quran. Once again, the fact is revealed that the Quran is the Word of God.
So brothers and sisters, we have 2 video clips. I think it should be sufficient to make us understand that the verses or the chapters found in the Quran are not written by Muhammad or any scientist. Actually, we have a lack of time, so I will focus on the end part, inshallah. So the end part will focus on the science in the Quran, which can be related to contemporary findings. For example, in the Quran,
unbelievers not see.
Allah talks about the Big Bang Theory. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter Al-Anbiya, verse 30, that the universe has a beginning. And this is the beginning. You can see now, this is the beginning. This is the Big Bang. So it is mentioned in the Quran that the heavens and the earth originally were in the form of a big mass. Before فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا, before we clothed them asunder. Clothe them asunder means the heavens and the earth, which were in the form of a big mass originally, were being separated by Allah. This is the basis of the Big Bang Theory. So it is mentioned in the Quran. Secondly, we talk about the inflationary theory of the universe. It means that the universe is constantly expanding, and this is mentioned in the chapter Al-Dhariyat, verse 47. وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَمُوسِعُونَ, and we are expanding the universe. And scientists from NASA indeed recently proved that this is the truth, that the universe is constantly expanding. Even today, it is expanding. So once again, science proved that the statements of the Quran concerning the heavens and the earth is true.